Hi, my name is Chris Miller, and Action Research Show number 11 was the best action research show of 2006.
Yeah. 2007.
Well, yeah, that year also. Yes. Yes.
You really have to know kind of what to expect. I mean, you know, when you hear people say, "Oh, this is just noisy. I don't like this music." I mean, it's just noise. It's not necessarily music. It's all the sounds you don't really want to hear in daily life. You walk into a room and it's and people are into it. You know, it takes a trained ear. It's definitely a different experience. It's I would have to say action research shows are more punk than punk.
The genre of experimental or noise music is as wide, or if not wider, you know, as like rock. Like, oh, you're in the rock section or the pop section or something. It's just, you know, it's an absurd little tag.
I mean, anybody who has the desire can do it. You know, you get simple gear like just some guitar pedals and hook them up, and you can make sound. Or even a contact microphone run through like a little pedal or whatever, and a little karaoke machine. You know, I mean. The entrance to this whole thing is so basic and personal.
You're just taking objects and making them into musical instruments. You know, that for me, I guess the whole experience of the process of how these performers, you know, perform.
You know, it's like, I don't know how to play any musical instrument in the usual fashion. I couldn't play a song on a piano, and I can barely hold a tune. Everybody has a different motivation or reason that they go to these noise shows. But a lot of it is that many of the people that go do it themselves. This is a subculture of participants. You know, there isn't so much of the, here's the performer and here's the passive audience.
There's a definite difference between before we started doing this and now. There's a lot more experimental things that are active in town. People are more aware of Gainesville as being a kind of a viable place to come on tour. People contact me like if they're heading to Florida. And I think the more that you let people know that there's stuff going on outside of Florida, the more that more people will come down. You know, it's seen as a place like, hey, we could actually do a show in Gainesville. I mean, we do donation shows for the most part, and we do okay. And then definitely not any money for me to take out of it, you know.
You know, these bands, you know, the venues, they take all this money from the door, and there's no money for the bands usually.
They usually do okay. You know, we'll give you a place to sleep and something to eat or something like that, you know, and hope for the best.
We take money out of our pocket. We give it to the bands. You know, it's a labor of love, but we want to keep it going. The action research stuff you will never hear on the radio, and well, yeah, you would. If you tune in the dial on the radio to the wrong point, That's action research. How about that? He's brought in a lot of really cool people I would have never seen otherwise, like Gay Bomb, amazing, plays card readers, you know, and then Google Earth, you know, 3 live drummers and a Game Boy, you know, and yeah, inside of the bus. Well, Hal McGee's an interesting character.
Hal McGee I met when AM Salad was coming through on tour. He had on his tour itinerary that he was stopping in Gainesville, Florida to record with legendary home taper Hal McGee. And I kind of was surprised because I didn't know anybody else in town really that was doing this sort of thing. And I looked at his webpage, and he'd been doing things since the 80s. And I sent him an email like, "Hey, I'm in town too. You know, I didn't know you were in town." And he sent me back a reply that was like, "Hey, this is my address. This is my phone number. Come over sometime."
Andrew Chadwick, back in 2006, he kind of invited me to start doing some performances.
Hal McGee had not played a show in 19 years until we contacted him, and he played an action research show. So he had a 19-year hiatus, so now he's doing shows again. He's kind of like, you know, we got like B.B. King, or what's it? No. Bo Diddley, I'm sorry, Bo Diddley in Gainesville. You know, so he's like, you know, an established musician. People look up to him. He's like the Bo Diddley. I don't know. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I know that if it's just some guy like blasting noise, I hate that. It's just someone expressing themselves in a kind of angsty way, you know, but it's like really loud and abrasive, and do I want to be there? Maybe not.
Is it theater? Is it just music? Is it just about the sound? I think everybody has a different reason that they do it.
But these people, they are performance artists, some of them. Others are just experimentalists, and they aren't playing songs that they pre-recorded. Usually it's improvised.
Songs as well. That's how it starts. So that's why I'm starting this song as he started that song.
So they present something, and that's the only time you're ever going to hear it. You're never going to hear it again, and you never heard it before.
It's starting to creep into mainstream culture a bit more, where we have to be careful is not let it get co-opted, you know, sucked up. You know, it's like what happened to punk music and metal and well, new wave, that's a bad example, but what happened to all those other, all these genres of music of revolt? Got sucked up into the mainstream culture and diluted and made acceptable, and that was the music industry's way of undercutting its volatility.
There needs to be experimental shows. There just needs to be experimental shows. It's a very small audience that goes to these shows, but well, like me, I'm one of the audience. I like this kind of music or noise or whatever it is, and I like going to these shows, and without Andrew, they just wouldn't be happening.
I don't want it to expand it. I mean, I'd like more people to keep coming, but I don't have any illusions that it's going to end up filling a huge venue. I think I have realistic goals for it and realistic expectations for it. And the fact that the shows are happening and that there's momentum and that there's people coming to them is enough for me. I mean, more people would come, that would be great. You know, more people donating would be great. I'd like to just make sure that they keep happening in town. And I think the more that these things are going on, the more other people discover them that also do those sorts of things, or maybe they hadn't thought about it, but when they go to a show, it hits them a certain way, and then they start something, and so it kind of makes everything kind of snowball.